Good evening, viewers. Welcome back. Red-Rupee here with you for another episode of FitzRupee Cast, featuring none other than Dawn of War 2, Retribution. Tonight we're just going to get right into the thick of it. As you can see, we are hanging out on Quest's Heresy right now. Got a good one-on-one game here for you tonight. And on the red team, we've got Mr. Ice JT as our pink Chaos Lord, actually sporting the old school Word Bearers paint scheme right now. No DLC for him. He doesn't like those punk rock looking heretics. And on the other side, the blue team, we've got our stark white force commander, Mr. Dante3316. Actually not familiar with this player, but we'll see how he plays. Now, what we've got here is two of the most feared commanders in the metagame right now. The force commander, of course, everyone's been talking about him. No one likes fighting him. He's just a beast and a powerhouse. Been getting lots of buffs in the past few patches. And on the other side, of course, the Chaos Lord himself, the big, the mean, the tanky, just a big, nasty dude. Knocks over everything, difficult to take out of the battle, and just starts with tons of HP and a healing ability. Not something you want to mess with. So we're going to have to see how this Clash of the Titans starts out here. Pretty standard builds, of course. I know I say that every game pretty much because not many people differentiate from the good old classics here these days. So we've got two scouts coming in for Dante. We've got the standard squad of Chaos Space Marines coming in for Mr. Ice JT. Looks like Dante is prioritizing some wreck over that secondary power right now, so maybe going for an extra squad here early. And Ice JT just keeping his Chaos Lord back, kind of just using him to cap points, not going out and looking for trouble. Sometimes we'll see those Chaos Lords out there looking to beat up some capping squads early, but Ice JT playing a bit more reserved on that front. So Force Commander just slowly expanding into the middle. He does have an extra capping squad, so he's going to get more of the map before these first couple skirmishes go down. And it looks like the Chaos Lord found himself a target. We can see that worship going off. He's zooming around that corner, chasing after some scouts, which he's never going to catch up with, even with that worship. They're just going to outrun him and just give him a good old runaround right now. And now this is the perfect opportunity for Dante. He's got 3 ranged squads, going to be able to pull that Chaos Lord all over the place and force him off the map. Unfortunately for him, Mr. Ice has his Chaos Space Marines coming in from the other side. Good scout control, trying to keep them out of the line of fire, and managed to get them all out of there without losing any models. Where did the Force Commander go? He's chasing around some heretics which were coming up, trying to get a little flank there on the retreating models from the tactical marines there. And in the meantime, scouts still doing the good old rope-a-dope with the Chaos Lord. Unfortunately, they don't have any supporting squads for which to pour fire into him as they kite him around the map. So VP's sitting neutral right now. A mere 3 points is all that got ticked off of Ice JT then. And good use of that worship, trying to move that Chaos Lord around as much as possible, and double effective because he can also pull those Chaos Space Marines away from that Chaos Lord. Heretics not using the Doom Blast quite yet, probably saving those for the tactical Space Marines. Excellent use of the natural cover here, keeping those Heretics out of the line of trouble. And oh no, that Devastator comes onto the field and gets caught out of position just as it was setting up. A Doom Blast goes off, and it's actually in quite a bit of trouble right now. It needs to just retreat and get out of there. Oh no, why is it staying? Another Doom Blast almost spelled its doom. But it looks... Oh no, it does go down. Oh, that is a brutal loss early in the game for Dante. Chaos Lord and Force Commander are pretty evenly matched if you ask me, and losing a squad early is never good. Almost always see the first person who loses a squad loses the game. So we're going to have to see if Dante can come back from that Devastator loss at all right now. Looks like the Chaos Lord actually going for the Dark Halo and the Combo Flamer right now. Dark Halo you don't see too often because, of course, you need energy for the Chaos Lord's Kill the Weak ability. I think a lot of people tend to forget that, and they'll use that Iron Halo, or sorry, the Dark Halo, then go in for the Kill the Weak shot and then realize they don't have the energy to do it. But I think against a primarily ranged army, that Dark Halo is great because you're rarely going to get in range for a good hit with Kill the Weak, especially with 2 scout squads on the field. And with this Combat Flamer as well, we're going to see, of course, lots of ranged DPS coming from him, so he'll be able to give those scouts a little hurt next time they try to give him the runaround. So, Harness of Rage actually activated right now, which another thing we don't see very often either. Normally, almost always, you see the Mantle of Hate or the Armor of the Inferno, given in the Life Drain, or of course that Let the Galaxy Burn ability. And instead we're seeing the Harness of Rage, which every time he gets the Chaos melee attack right there, he'll get 5 energy, which synergizes excellently with that Dark Halo. Really going to turn him into even more of a nasty tank right now. On the other side, after I've been rambling about the Chaos Lord for a minute right there, the Force Commander managed to push off some Chaos Space Marines, and Dante's just barreling ahead into Tier 2 right now, while HJT's using a very minimal Tier 1 army. He's investing a lot into his Chaos Lord. You can see already purchased 3 War Gears, while Dante is just going with the vanilla Force Commander right now. It is working out very well, though, because you can see this Chaos Lord's only fallen back from the battle once so far. And, you know, with that Dark Halo being regenerated time and time again, every time the Chaos Lord gets a melee strike, he can just kind of hang out and keep his field presence at all times. You can see on his own, pretty much, he forced off both of those scout squads and the tactical marines. So a pretty nasty build happening right now for Mr. Ice JT. So Force Commander kind of trolling around just in front of Ice JT's base, keeping those Chaos Space Marines back. Both players just kind of using their heroes to keep their range squads at bay right now. And now the Chaos Lord has a full shield, managed to get in range, took out a scout on approach anyways with that Combi Flamer range damage. Just does excellent range damage. Everyone always says comparable to a Tech Marine, so think of it that way. You pretty much have a giant tank that shoots as well as a Tech Marine, so pretty nasty. Dante's purchased himself a Librarian going into Tier 2, and I think that's just a bad decision. Of course, Ice JT's invested so much into this Chaos Lord right here that you really want to be building a counter to keep that Chaos Lord off the field. As we've been seeing, it's been causing a lot of trouble for Mr. Dante so far. And the Librarian's just going to be a melee brawler and support commander, and he's really just not going to do anything to that Chaos Lord. If anything, that's going to be more melee for the Chaos Lord to try to get energy back on. There goes a nice looking smite, but that Force Commander's in a tricky spot. He needs to get out of there. Looks like he's going to make it, though. Doomblast didn't quite do the damage it needed to, and he hopped out of there before the suppression took hold. Scouts pick off a nice Chaos Space Marine right there and hunker down behind some cover as the Librarian closes in to engage those bad boys in melee. And looks like Dante's gotten a good map push right here. And the Chaos Lord, actually now getting another upgrade, the Lightning Claws. I think that'll be, it's kind of a mixed bag there. He's going to lose his excellent range damage that he purchased with the Combi Flamer, but the Lightning Claws themselves actually have a really excellent attack speed. You can see actually how quickly he's attacking right there and regenerating that, that Dark Halo shield right there. So right now he's just looking for trouble, trying to get some hits in, and you can see that shield just keeps popping on, and he's just now finally starting to take some damage after all this time. And you can see the Lightning Claws, of course, just do some pretty nasty power melee damage, 100 DPS power melee right there. So not something you want to mess around with. That Librarian's in kind of a tricky spot, trying to take out those Chaos Space Marines, but does not want to fight this Chaos Lord. And that's a bad decision. Get out of there, Librarian! One more hit! Oh, and that's a big loss. Dante's losing, lost a second squad now, that Librarian, and of course the Devastator's early game. What looks like a light Tier 1, he actually did get a Devastator, but went into Tier 2, grabbed himself a Librarian and now a Razorback. Force Commander, again, throwing his weight around on the right side of the map. He's kind of just been hanging over here by himself and trying to keep that VP out of enemy hands. And I think this Razorback is what Dante should have chosen first, because you can see that Razorback can just kind of roll around and keep pouring fire into that Chaos Lord. And I think with the help of that Razorback, Ice's smaller army is going to be in a bit more trouble. Force Commander, in the meantime, has been upgraded with a Thunder Hammer, which might be a bit unfortunate now that a Blood Crusher's coming onto the field. And Bloodletters, here they come, taking some swings at that Razorback, but that Razorback's going to be just fine, especially with the Battle Cry of the Force Commander going off. That Thunder Hammer's going to knock them all around. but I would venture to say that without two forms of anti-vehicle, that Blood Crusher is really going to just run amok on the field right now. Of course, Dante does not know it's coming, but you can kind of guess at this point, especially with a vehicle on the field, that either a Blood Crusher or possibly even a Chaos Dreadnought would be coming out at this point in the game. So Dante's decided he's sticking with just the Razorback in Tier 2, going to steam ahead into Tier 3, keeping the tech advantage, which is great to do with Space Marine, especially the Force Commander, of course, getting access to both types of Terminators once he hits Tier 3, so that'll be very powerful. And right now we've got everything coming to a head here in the center of the map. This is really a map that you want to keep the center, especially with these tanky melee heroes, because you can just kind of use these walls to your advantage. And that's going to be actually a disadvantage for Dante, especially with his Blood Crusher on the field. It'll just be able to hide behind these walls, as we so often see, and protect itself from any AV or range fire at this point. So Dante's heading into Tier 3. Just purchased something. Oh, it was missile launchers for the attack, so he's going to try to use missile launchers to keep that Blood Crusher down. And once again, we're seeing the Force Commander head on over to this contested victory point and try to stir up some trouble over here with these Chaos tactical marines. Oh man, you can just see the damage that Chaos Lord's doing with those Lightning Claws. Only level 3, but still doing just some brutal damage at this point in the game. Oh no, actually we're seeing an excellent charge, perfectly timed by that Blood Crusher. That Force Commander goes down. Excellent play by Mr. Ice JT. He spotted that retreat path and got that Blood Crusher there just in the nick of time with a perfect long-range charge. Just a really nice play. Dante's going to be in a bit of a pickle right now because there's just not too much he's going to be able to do against that Blood Crusher. And luckily for those scouts, those Bloodletters had already phased out, so they didn't do any damage on their tree. But this is excellent use of Worship right now, because while those Bloodletters can't do or take damage, they can certainly get some heals from that Worship. And this is going to be the problem, I feel like, with those missile attacks, is that they're not really going to be able to do the burst DPS required to take out this Blood Crusher. The Force Commander really needs, I think, to get himself a Power Fist, or Dante can just get himself some other form of AV. But I think his best bet right now would be that Force Commander Power Fist. It looks like, luckily, that Razorback sneaks in there just in time, stops that Blood Crusher from pursuing, and Force Commander actually manages to just sneak by those Bloodletters. And those Bloodletters need to get back right now. They're taking it very dangerously close right now. I don't think they're going to get out of there. There they go, yes. So Dante gets a nice win right there. Ice JT being a little too aggressive with those Bloodletters. He's got the advantage, but a couple mistakes like that can turn it right back around on you. And that's a step in the right direction for Dante right now. So Dante does have the VP advantage right now. He's got about 150 VPs in his favor, so if he can just keep this map control going. Ice is keeping his army very small right now. He's only got 2 squads that can even tap on the field. That Blood Crusher is going to be able to control the map until Dante does something about it. But as of right now, looking pretty good for Dante. He's got some time. He can certainly bring this back, especially after taking out that Bloodletter squad and keeping Ice JT's army minimal. Because right now, of course, Dante is Tier 3, and we have a Predator coming onto the field, so that's going to be the second form of AV that's needed to take out this Blood Crusher. And that's really the thing that makes Blood Crusher so potent, is for such cheap vehicles are really almost always forced to have at least 2 forms of AV to take it out, because they are so quick, regenerate. Ice JT has really been using his Worship excellently so far this game. These aspiring champion heretics have just been hanging out in the back, boosting speed and regenning that Blood Crusher whenever they get the opportunity. And this Chaos Lord, just this tanky Chaos Lord build, has been nothing but a thorn in the side of Dante from the very start of the game. So now we're seeing these 2 vehicles on the field, and so long as Dante can hold this center portion of the map right here, he'll be in a great position, because he can just keep these vehicles, as I said once again, out of range of any ranged AV fire, and just kite this Chaos Lord around. This is exactly what he wants. Keep that Chaos Lord out of melee. Move those scouts. Oh my goodness, there you go. And force that Chaos Lord off the field. This is perfect. With all the money that Ice JT has invested into that Chaos Lord, we really just want to keep him off the field. Bloodletter's trying to get a decap, but they are a bit too isolated to do that with all this stuff coming in on them. And you can see Dante's kind of moving these vehicles together. You never want to do that because that's the kind of stuff that causes this background. Always try to move your vehicles separately from the rest of your army and move them separately from each other, because the way the pathing works, it kind of just tries to put both vehicles in the same spot, gives them the same path, and then they just kind of wiggle over each other wherever they try to go.
I hear you. Go ahead.
So Bloodletters kind of got out of sight, out of mind, went for the decap. Force Commander coming in to pound them around with that hammer right now. And a Chaos Dread is moving onto the field right now, pouring some rockets into that Predator with a Marcus Siege right now. And that's exactly what Ice needs. Need to be careful with both of those vehicles right now, as they're both pretty beat up. But, oh no, it looks like if Ice isn't careful, he's going to lose that next squad of Bloodletters once again. That's going to be 2 Bloodletter squads down. It might be able to get out of there. You need to move those tacks in the melee spot position, but oh no. And yeah, they're going to get out of there. Very, very disappointing. That could have made the game a little more in favor of Dante. Dante's got a 2-0 cap against him right now and losing that VP lead pretty quickly. Still has 150, but it won't take long right here. And once again, we're seeing that Chaos Lord take on all kinds of stuff right here. Oh man, but it looks like he got a little too cocky. He's going to go down here. Oh, but the tank shoots. Oh, at the power node. That's something that a lot of players just can't stand. Is anytime a vehicle is near a power node, it prioritizes attacking that building over everything else. So always keep that in mind. Vehicles will definitely target those power nodes whenever they have the opportunity. So whenever you're chasing something on retreat and you're near a node, make sure you retarget between shots of the main cannon. So Dante doing a good job getting the map control back in his favor right here, but has his rear armor exposed. Got to turn those vehicles around. It looks like he's just going to try to go ahead and get away from that Siege Dread. Managed to just barely get out of range. Oh no, but the Razorback was not so lucky. Predator getting upgraded with the Las Cannon to try to take on that Dreadnought, no doubt. And here comes some Assault Terminators. I'm actually not sure why he called them in so far back. If anything, that Chaos Dreadnought was so low, he could have just called them in right on top of that and probably taken it out without much issue. But now Plague Marines coming onto the field. Ice realizes that really the only thing he needs to do is make sure he can take out vehicles. He now has Plague Marines, a Siege Dread, and some Bloodletters. Of course, the Blood Crusher as well. Worship going on right in the middle of this army, making everything charge way ahead here. And oh man, it looks like that Blood Crusher's going in a bit too close, and it goes down to those Assault Terminators. And wow, the Chaos Dreadnought actually also in a bit of trouble. Assault Terminators coming on in, but I believe they already used their teleport. Oh, and the last rocket leaves it at a mere 27 HP. And that Worship once again saving its life. He needs to get those Assault Terminators out of there right now, though. You don't want to lose those. He's on the back foot, and those Terminators are way too expensive to be reinforcing. If the Chaos Lord just keeps whacking away while they try to engage those Plague Marines, I would just pull those out right now. Get away from that Chaos Lord. Oh, here comes a Blood Sacrifice as well. They're going to have some Bloodletters on them, causing even more damage as they try to escape. And oh no, we have some Tactical Marines over here. It looks like Dante doesn't see that. He needs to retreat them. He does it, but it doesn't look like it's going to be in time. They take one last swing and down goes a Tactical Marine squad. Not looking very good for Dante right now. Looks like these Terminators are going to be able to get out of here, but they are very low. Actually, wow, the Chaos Lord's just chasing right into the base, using that tanky build with just that infinite undying shield, just chopping away at the Terminators. Oh, and he takes out the squad with a nice looking sync kill. Oh man, that is a brutal loss. Dante down to just a Predator and a squad of scouts with a 3 cap against him. It is not looking good at all for Dante. That was kind of a brutal defeat. That Chaos Lord just wow. he just took so much fire right there, but just kept on swinging with those lightning claws, and with the halo and the harness of rage. I just like seeing different hero builds, and I so often just see the standard let the galaxy burn with the combat flamer, and just fun seeing something different. So, oh man, we're having a clash. As I mentioned earlier, here's the clash of the Titans right here. 2 shields, 2 big nasty power weapons. But unfortunately for the Force Commander, you can see that shield's just barely going down. Luckily, he has the support of a Las Predator right now. And, wow, it looks like the Chaos Lord might actually still win this brawl right here. That shield keeps going up. He's getting more shield every strike. Gets a knockdown. The swing that would have killed him is stopped by a special attack, knocks the Force Commander to the ground, and wow! He's gonna go down, it looks like, for that kill. But what a battle right there. That was pretty exciting. Just more proof of how powerful that Chaos Lord build potentially is. Dante now purchasing himself a Land Raider. Not sure if that's the best bet. If anything, just save up for some more Terminators or get yourself another Predator. He really needs to get some capping squads back too. His advantage all game has been his map control. He's been doing a good job with that, and if he could have just kept that up. Oh no, there goes the Predator. It was caught between 2 rocks and a hard place. And man, Bloodletters on one side, Plagues on the other, and the Chaos Dreadnought in between. Never where you want a vehicle to be at all. But Ice been doing a great job. You know, as I mentioned, he just got all this AV to deal with the vehicles. He knows he has plenty of stuff to do infantry damage. That Chaos Lord can really just take on just about any infantry squad on his own. And of course the Bloodletters running around with Heretic Worship. Just 2 very hard to take out squads right there. So the Land Raiders on the field, we're going to have to see if that Redeemer can live up to its name and redeem Dante's many mistakes this game, as he pulls on a scout squad to try to keep some map control and repair this vehicle, I'm sure, and keep it healthy. In the meantime, Force Commander running around, trying to take out these Plague Marines, as they will be a very big threat to this Land Raider. Not on their own, but that slow shot combined with all the other AV that's on the field could leave this Land Raider in a pretty nasty position. But Land Raider is just a curious choice in general. Dante, of course, at this point really has no army, and the Land Raider, if nothing else, is definitely a support super unit. You really just want to have a bunch of Space Marines around this thing, constantly reinforcing and getting that healing. But right now, it looks like, oh no, here comes the second Chaos Dreadnought, now upgraded with the Mark of Corn. I'm sure it'll go into a Blood Rage any second now. There it goes, you can see those glowing claws. A 3-0 cap against Dante, but it looks like he's going to stick in till the bitter end. This Land Raider's going down in just a second, though. Just everything focusing on it right here. And there it goes. And oh man, that looks like it's the end of the game. What a game, and what a Chaos Lord. Look at this Chaos Lord just standing in the rubble of this Land Raider's destruction right here. And that tank build, try that out if you haven't. Dark Halo, Harness of Rage, Lightning Claws. Give it a shot. Lots of fun. We saw how difficult that Chaos Lord was. I wish I could just get a total of how much damage he soaked up throughout this game, because it has to be just a ridiculous amount. And Force Commander over here, I think if he just would have gotten that Power Fist instead of maybe that Thunderhammer. The Thunderhammer definitely worked out, keeping the Bloodletters and such like that at bay. But he really needed something to do with these Dreadnoughts. But anyways, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. This is Red-Rupee signing off. I'll catch you guys next time.